Hi everyone, Vincenzo here with a new ukulele tutorial. Today I want to teach you about left-hand muting, and more precisely you're going to be looking at left-hand muting strums and at how to include them in your strumming patterns. If you've been playing for a while, I'm sure you might have come across something like this. Those X's indicate muting strums and they sound like this. Essentially, a muted strum is a strum without a chord, meaning you're not playing any specific chord. So you might be wondering why you play this if basically you're not playing any notes. Well, you see, the main job of muted strums is to create groove, or shall I say to add groove. If I play this versus this, and again, you see the second one sounded groovier. If you look at the chord, I played it in the exact same places, but I added some muted strums in between. By the way, in case you're wondering, the symbol that looks like an M means downstroke and the one that looks like a V upstroke. Anyway, let me tell you that adding muted strums to your strumming patterns is one of the main secrets for making your playing groovier. But how do you get the sound? All you have to do is rest your left hand fingers on the fretboard. Now, every time I explain this during my one-to-one lessons, I think it's easy, but then I realize that for students, this is not that easy. So if you've never done it before, don't worry if at first you find it tricky. The key is to rest your fingers on the fretboard without pressing. And if you pay close attention to my fingers, you see that they are a little bit curved. Check one string at a time, like this. And remember, don't press too much, because if you press too much, then you get this sound, which of course it is not what you're looking for. One thing that is important to mention is that how you're going to mute the strings depends also on the chord you're playing. So say you're playing F. In this case, you can use your ring finger and pinky to block the strings, whilst keeping the F shape on the fretboard, like this. If instead you have a chord where you're pressing all four strings, for example B flat, you can simply lift up your left hand fingers from the fretboard, like this. Okay, now that you have a good understanding of left hand strums, let's put them into action and let's learn a strumming pattern. It goes like this: 3, 4. And slower, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up. And again, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up. Practice this pattern slowly and make sure the muted strums sound loud and clear. Let's do something else. Let's take this strumming pattern. 3, 4, down, down, up, down. And let's add some muted strums. I'll say this, before you see how I do it, stop this video and try to add them yourself. Just spend a minute or two and then see what I came up with. This is my version. 3, 4. Slower. 3, 4. Down, 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 up. Down, 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 up. And again, down, 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 up. Down, 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 up. Work on it so that you can learn a new strumming pattern. One more thing, muted strums are also a lifesaver when you don't remember which chord to play. Instead of stopping playing, you can simply play the strumming pattern over muted strums and then get back on the next chord. That's another cool use for muted strums. Now, one question that comes up often when talking about left-hand muted strums is this: are they really different than chucks? Well, they are. First of all, when you want to add chucks to a strumming pattern, you are a bit more limited because they require more effort, and because alternating between a chuck and a chord takes longer. Also, with the chuck, sometimes you still have a bit of sound from the chord. Nevertheless, they sound different, and therefore, depending on the song, you might choose which one of the two works better. By the way, you also have left-hand muting, which is this. You're doing it with melodies rather than chords, and if you would like to learn about it, let me know in the comments. So the aim of this tutorial was to teach you all about left-hand muted strums. If you like this video, and especially if you learn something from it, consider supporting the channel. You can buy me a coffee or you can join my Patreon page. Links are in the description. That's all for now. Let me know in the comments if everything was clear. By the way, if you want to practice muted strums, check out my tutorial on how to play a fun groove. And if you want to take your playing to the next level, have a look at my free course here on YouTube and download my free 8-step roadmap, link in the description, that will tell you the exact process to follow to learn the ukulele. Having said that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my new tutorials. And of course, if you need any help, simply get in touch. Ciao!